Howdy, hey, hello, it's McKenna. Y'all, we are back. Oh yeah, I wish I had some really cool intro music. Da-da, da-da, da-da. We are back, Munch and Mingle. It is back. Should have gone out into jingle making. Y'all, oh my goodness. It's actually almost been a year. That's crazy. But we're back. And all I remember last episode talking about was we had to put Munch and Mingle on the side of the road, which now that I think back, it's a little sad, a little disheartening to put something on the side of the road. Why didn't I just put it on the shelf in an attic? Let's say it was that rather than leaving it out of the hand cart. So let's just say I have missed y'all so much. I have missed the space. And it's probably been the last couple of months I have been feeling that itch, that pull that it's time. I actually started to record an episode. No, I did. I recorded the whole episode back in August and I had it ready to publish and call it. It probably was just anxiety. I just was like, maybe I don't want to put this out there and fail. What if I can't do it every week right now? We were starting to move, which don't worry, we'll get into that. So I didn't publish it, obviously, but we're moved now and the itch and the pull still never left. So I was like, it's time. It's time. Let's do this. There's nothing else that can distract me. Okay. There's so much that can always distract. I mean, hello, a mom, a wife, a woman. We always have things distracting us, but this has been the place that I've missed the most. So excited to talk to you guys. I'm so excited to let you know what's been going on, things that we have coming up. But before we do that, you've missed it. You've craved it. You've needed it. Our munchie. This actually, I haven't even drank it yet. I've had it sitting here waiting. Man. Oh, man. You know, I'm not really a drink person. I think I've actually become a little bit more of a drink person since being married to Britt. Homebro loves his drinks. That sounds bad. His energy drinks, his whatever drinks. He doesn't drink straight water. It will always be something in the water at least. And I guess I can say that's me now too. So what I've got here, some little satchels. These are a Weiler's, Wyler's, Weiler's Light single to go, and a True Lemon single to go as well. The Weiler's is a raspberry and the True Lemon is a peach lemonade. We moved to Springville and we went to the library and there was this day they're like, hey, we're doing a sip-in summer reading thing. I don't know. But they gave me a cute little bag and they're like, oh, there's a drink in it, or a drink to go make at home. And it was this. And they included a recipe card, which was just throw these 2 satchels into some water or lemonade or Sprite, whatever. And they called it Sun-Kissed. And I just saw, I was like, oh, raspberry and peach, 100%, sign me up. Put it in the bottle and I drink it. And all of a sudden I'm like, what in the world? This tastes like a strawberry acai refresher from Starbucks with peach juice and 3 pumps of raspberry. This was my drink in hair school, guys. I don't drink coffee. More out of I don't like the coffee taste. I know if I probably got into it, it would be more sugar than anything coffee. So when we were in hair school, we had a Starbucks right down the road. And so all the girls would go hey, we're going to go do a Starbucks run. So I would just go and I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't really drink coffee. And they're like, oh, get one of the refreshers. And I was like, okay. So we ordered one and they actually gave us an incorrect order. And it was this strawberry acai refresher, but they had peach juice in it and raspberry. Well, they're like, we can't take it back, so you can just have it. So I remember me and one of the other girls were like, okay, let's just try it. And I was like, what in the world is this magnificent drink? And that became my drink, all throughout hair school. I would go and get this. I was pregnant then too. So I really became I say addicted, but I actually do think I was addicted because I remember I was drinking it so much and I was at hair school 4 days a week. And I got, what's the biggest size? Is the Venti or the Trenti? There's like the extra large. And then I would start going to like that really big one. And I remember one day at school, I didn't get it. And all day I was just like, I need to get that drink. I need to get my refresher, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, I quickly realized like, oh, you might have a problem. I don't like that feeling of something just pulling me in, that it's like, it can totally change my whole body and how I react in a day if I don't get this. So I started to like wean off. And then I realized just how much sugar I was drinking because again, I was getting the large sizes. And so that also helped. But so I've been off and I'm just like, oh, it's sad. I love that drink. I miss that drink. But then Starbucks, I think I heard, because my sister was telling me she would get it too. They like took away, it was one of the things like the peach juice or something. So they can't even make it like how they used to. So all that to say is I made this drink with these two, count them, two random singles, like to go packets. And I am not kidding you. The taste of it is the exact same. So it's what I'm calling my Starbucks dupe. And I'm pretty sure I looked at it. One of them is 0 calories. It's not telling me on this small thing. I'm pretty sure total it's like 15 calories and 10 calories in the peach lemonade. And I really think it's like 0 or something, the other one, but I'm pretty sure it's sugar free as well. So love that for me. I hope it's sugar free because I'm on a sugar free diet. We've got so much to talk about, y'all. Anyway, so there's the munchie. Let me get one more. Yeah, apparently. Still got to work on that. You just replace one habit with another. We just want it to be a better habit, okay? All right. Where have we been? So still have the 3 boys. 4, 3, and 1. Love that for us. When Baker turned 4, everyone told me you're going to love 4. You're going to love 4. And for some reason, right when he turned 4, I was like, you're all lying. This has been one of the hardest years because Baker is coming into his own and I'm so happy for him. But also there are days that I was like, really? We're going to do it like this. We're going to do it now. We're going to be so vehemently independent and mean at the same time. And I have to remind myself, he's 4, McKenna. However, asterisk to this, I think I am starting to realize why 4 is a great age. I think all that bent up energy and emotion was right there at the beginning, like right out the gate. But I was just saying this in the car, I think today. I love this age because it's like we got all that emotion out in the beginning, but the past month or so, Baker, he's so smart and he's starting to come up with these ideas or say these things that I'm like, that is like witty, or wait a minute, that makes sense. Oh wait, that was a great observation. Oh my gosh, that's a great idea. Like there's just so many times I'm like, where did you come up with that? And it's like, I'm having a conversation. I'm having this one-on-one with like Baker and it's incredible. So I love it. And it's rubbing off onto Bo. So that's I'm like, maybe we're getting a head start on that with Bo because even Bo's starting to do little things. I'm just like, oh, yes, this is great. And then there's Mr. Briggs, the chunk. He is just the cutest thing. I can't say much other than he's the cutest, happiest, little chunkiest baby. And little being the wrong word to use here because he's huge. But we love that. We moved to Springville. That happened. I mean, I think we were on our 3rd week here and we love it. I loved being with our in-laws. It was great for the boys to be around their Gigi and Poppy. I'm so thankful for them letting us have that time to kind of figure out what we were doing. And now we're here and I love it. Britt is working back at BYU. Y'all, he got an internship during the summer to work with the strength and conditioning staff for football. So, it's like right up his alley, being back on the old stomping grounds. And while he was there, they helped him get his, I gotta say this right, CSCS, which is his certificate in strength and conditioning I don't know what that other S is for. I don't know. But basically, he has it now alongside his bachelor's. So he can like get hired on technically anywhere as a strength and conditioning coach. However, it also amplifies him up to be a trainer. And he just had an interview and got an offer as well today at a gym, a local gym here, to go do help with training. So he's staying on with BYU through the season as an intern, and then also gonna now be training on the side, which is so great. I'm so excited for him. This is so good for him. This is his element, and he's so great at it, y'all. He actually, we had, when we were in our other ward, I had him lead a strength and like conditioning class for the Relief Society in our ward. It was great. It was so fun. I got to like show off, like show and tell, here's my cute husband. But he's so good at it, and I hope he knows that. Like, he's incredible. And they even said in this new job or at the gym that he's like gonna lead small classes for training. I'm like, yes, love it. Hi, can I jump on in so I can just admire my husband at work? That's one of the major things I miss about football, was I got to watch my husband at work. It was so much fun. And so I'm like, ooh, any moment I can, like, let me jump in and just be, hi, I'm your number one fan. I'm starting at a salon this weekend. That's incredible. So for the past year, I've been doing trims and scalp treatments out of my basement. I guess I should say out of my in-laws' basement. And it's been great. And we need to do a whole episode about scalp health, because the transformation, y'all, that I saw just giving women scalp treatments and regular trims every 6 to 8 weeks is insane. I am not joking. We took photos, and to watch the regrowth on a lot of these women's hair, I shocked myself, even though I was the one who like started. I was like, trust me, let me sell this to you. Like, it's going to work. It actually did. So it's incredible. But I am actually going to work at a salon in Utah County for one of my old hair school teachers. So it's been like full circle lately, like, wow, I'm going back and I'm really excited. I'm also very terrified, but that's normal, right? Okay. So I do want to talk about, we're going to get into, I did another social media fast this summer. So I always want to come back around to that, but this is going to kind of be like a mixed thoughts episode. I love those. Those are some of my favorite episodes that I did, were the like, here's all the thoughts in McKenna's head. So it's going to be a little bit like that. But the break, I want to get into what has happened this past, like I said, I think it was November, December. That was my last episode. So almost a year, but we'll just say 9 months. What have I learned through this break? Well, a big thing. Sorry, I'm running out of air. I'm just so excited. And also, I have a prayer closet back. That's an upcoming episode. Y'all need a space, but it's this cute little like alcove underneath the stairs in our room. And that's where I'm recording now. So there's no air. So I had to open the door because it's getting hot and I'm getting a little out of breath. I'm going to take another drink. Cheers. One of the things I learned, I don't have to hold onto other people's dramas or emotional baggage. Sounds so cliche, but this one is a big one for me. I am a big helper. I like to think that is a good thing, and most of the time it is. I also protect and try to look out for as many people as I can. Also a good thing. The problem is I would most of the time take on projects, situations, issues of other people's that were not mine. And I've had to learn I can still be a shoulder to cry on without having to be like, you know what, let me just take this all over for you. I'll just take this off your shoulders, put it onto me. I completely know that I wrongly assumed that I was invincible or that I could handle so much. And that's not the case. So that was a big thing that I had to work on and still tell myself it's okay to not fix this person's problem, but I can still be a person like by their side. I can still be by their side. And there's certain things I can still carry with certain people, but I can't carry the whole load, especially when it's like, wait, I'm still me. I still have my own things I have to carry. I'm married. I'm a wife, I'm a spouse, things that Britt and I have to carry together. And then I'm a mother. So already right there, I'm like, that's me, Britt, and my kids. So it's pretty heavy already as is. But that was a big thing to learn. And I'm still learning. I think, where is it? I have a paper here. I'm not going to be able to find it real fast. One of the sayings that I told myself I was going to do this year is I was like, I'm going to be like a duck. Oh, here it is. I had ChatGPT come up with some sayings. I'm like, look, I'm trying. This is what I'm thinking. I need to be more like a duck. Like, you know how they say water, let it flow off your back like water on a duck's back or something like that. And it came up with a couple of different situations to kind of help me remember that. And one of them was like, calm above, steady below, let it flow, let it go. And it's the last part I always would say is like, let it flow, let it go. You don't have to hold on to this. Like, I can be there in the moment, but I don't have to carry this with me the rest of today. And a lot of people in my family knew that of me. So it was a habit to be like, McKenna will take care of this. McKenna will fix it for me. And that has been hard, and I'm still working on it, but it's been good. Where I would like to say that I think I've moved forward and progressed on that. The second thing I've learned is about speaking up, which kind of coincides with that last one, is I had to learn to say, yes, I can do this, or no, I can't do this, or no, I don't, in essence, I don't want to do that. Which, y'all, I am the biggest people pleaser, and that has been the hardest thing still, because I break my own heart if I can't help someone. And my mom actually just reminded me, this is what my grandma used to say. Her mom would say, let your yay be your yay and your nay be your nay. And that legit was one of my goals for the year as well. I had like so many sayings to be this year. Oh yeah. Like, trust my gut, say yes when I mean it, and no when I mean it. Because I got into a couple of situations where I just would be like, I'm sure I'll do it. Yes, I'll take care of this. When everything inside me was screaming, no, you are not going to do that. No, you cannot do this. And so I really had to become intentional with that. And I think that was a big one. I mean, it started when I kind of had to stop Munch and Mingle for a second here, y'all. Is I was feeling that pressure of I need to kind of come deal with these other things because now they're affecting my podcast. And this has been one of my favorite things to do. So been able to work on that. Another thing is holding on to my convictions, even when I am pushed against them so hard. One of those things, I'll just tell you point blank, is homeschooling. You know, we've talked about it. I think that's one of like my first episodes when I had Meg Thomas on, who has a homeschooling podcast called To Homeschool. So y'all know we have been planning on this. Like, that has been the goal, that we want to homeschool the boys, and we've started, and we've gotten pushback. And it's interesting because I feel like we've made it known. And like I said, Baker's 4. So he is preschool age, but we're coming up to kindergarten, and it's almost like I feel like some people have said little comments that it's almost like, wait a minute, like y'all were serious? Like they thought we were joking. And I'm not going to lie, it has been so hard and hurtful, but also I've looked at myself and talked myself down in the sense of, or put myself down, I should say, in the sense of, maybe I can't do this. Maybe they are seeing something that I'm not. And maybe my kids are going to struggle or, what is it? The word I'm thinking of, like lack something because I'm holding them back in a way. And thank heavens for Britain. This is why just when you get married, you make sure you marry a good one. And you'll know what that is. But in this moment, I went to Britain about a week ago, and I even said, you know what? Maybe we do put the homeschooling thing on the side for now. Maybe we go see if we can get him into a preschool, and we just kind of start and just forget the whole thing. And he was the one who reminded me of like, no, we've had this conviction for our family, and we're probably always going to be pushed against it, but we know why we're doing it. We know the feeling that we felt, and the Spirit talked to us in a certain way and show us certain things about why we wanted to do this. And remember, that all started before even Baker was born. So grateful for that. Another thing is holding on to your convictions. You can't be on the fence. And I realized I was starting to do that at the end, especially with like the homeschooling thing, is I kind of was just like, well, of course we'll put them in school if worse comes to worse, which obviously there is that. But it's almost like I sat on the fence, like, okay, where's that worst to worst, just in case. So that's the other things is like, you have to get off the fence and trust that you'll know if it were to completely fail or go wrong, you can still walk back to the other side. So there's other things. That was just one example, but I've seen that theme come through. And last but not least, y'all, tell the truth. It's a little vague and yet also hits right on the nose. The truth will always come out. So it is better to get ahead of it every single time. I cannot tell you the things that I have seen and witnessed that are currently ongoing in my life with people around me that I watch, and I've seen how really it's so cliche. The truth can set you free. The more you lie, the more you hold back, you get stuck, you get tangled, you're trying to close up loose ends. It's exactly what we've heard talk about. Like, tell the truth. Tell the truth to yourself. Tell the truth to the people around you. Just do it. I am seeing certain situations now where the truth is getting pushed out, and there are a lot of consequences that are coming from holding on to the truth. And I don't know if we'll be able to talk about it into detail, because it's not necessarily me, it's someone else, it's other people's lives, but it does affect me. And so again, pretty vague, kind of have to be, but it all comes down to tell the truth. So on that note, let's talk about the podcast. I have some really exciting ideas. I actually was writing, I have like a little idea, a little piece of paper on the corkboard right next to me of things that I've come up with, things that have like come to my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh, I could do this on the podcast. Oh my gosh, I need to add this. So I really do want to start including a lot of my scripture studies and just having them be short episodes, but bringing you guys kind of into what I'm seeing, where things that I've been talking about, thinking about. And I loved that. I mean, when we went through the Passion Week devotional back in Easter, like, what was that, 2 years ago? 3? That is top tier. One of my favorite things I've ever done. And I look forward to it every year. And I was like, ever since then, I'm like, I want to do this. Because again, we were following Heidi's devotional, which was fantastic. But from that moment, I was like, I want to be able to, like, I can do stuff. I do stuff like this in my own scripture study. And hers was such a great jumping point. But now it's like, I can do this and I want to keep doing this. I've heard a lot from you guys out there who have listened. And I even had one friend, she's like, I go back to that every Easter and I go through it again and I'm like, me too. Oh, it's so great. So there's that. I've also met some more really, really cool people and just have these other people that have popped up that I'm like, oh my gosh, you've been here this whole time. What the heck? Why have we not talked? That I really want you guys to talk to or get to know. And I've decided on this, but I really, really, really need to hear from y'all. I've been able to meet up with some of you, talk with some new people who have heard about the show, who have listened, and I've received some really good insights, ideas, and even some potential speaking slots. But it has been just so great to be like, oh, okay, yeah, we should talk about that. Oh my gosh, that's a great idea. Why have I not thought about that? So I really need your help. Please let me know. Let me know if there's something you're like, hey, I really want to talk about this, or you should talk to this person about this, or just anything. You guys know you can email me. The email is munchandminglepodcast@gmail.com. I'm pretty sure that's in the description, but if not, I'll make sure. But there's also a text number or a phone number to text that is provided through my hosting site in the description. I'm pretty sure it's added on to every episode, but it doesn't let me see who it's from. Now, granted, that was there when I left like 9 months ago. I'll double check, but it should be there. But it won't let me see who it's from. Like, it's completely anonymous. It blurs out the number. It just shows like, hey, it comes up on like the website for me when I go to like upload the episodes, like, oh, you have this message. But it's just such a great way to communicate. And unless you don't want to have a fake name assigned to you, by yours truly, because I'll totally do that. Let me know who it is. Let me know your name. But again, just let me know what you're thinking or what you want to talk about. Otherwise, I'll just kind of keep going in the direction of my thoughts and ideas, which is totally fine. But I would love to know, like, oh my gosh, there's someone who actually like wanted to talk about this. And lastly, share the podcast. I know, cliche. That's the buzzword of today's episode. It's my favorite type of referral when I find out that there was an episode or a thought that really drived with you, and then you thought someone else would agree, and then I find out like, oh my gosh, we both listened to this and we loved it. I love it. But it does bring the podcast up in the algorithm. It does help other people who may have not heard about it otherwise, who might be searching for something. So love that. Rate it, share it, all the above. Okay, now kind of a little bit more of the meat of the episode. Like I said before, I've missed this space. I've been itching to get back to it, but there is still a lot full on in our lives. I mean, like I said, Britton's now got 2 jobs. I'm starting salon on the weekends, and then it's full-time momming and basically homeschooling as well with all that. So the goal right now, just as I'm getting back, is to try and shoot for 2 episodes a month and hopefully work my way back up to weekly, every Monday having an episode out. And that's the goal with having those little scripture study episodes, just like these little fillers that still provide greatness or goodness. What's the word? I don't know. I need another drink. I'm getting ahead of myself. And that just seriously is the best kick. And it's water. That's what makes it even better. No caffeine. Not that it's bad if you drink caffeine. I say that specifically for my husband. Okay. So we're going to talk about the social media fast. And also, y'all, it is September. It is the end of quarter 3. We are almost done with 2025. Let me say that again. We are almost through 2025. We have 4 months. 4 months. And y'all know the minute Halloween hits, it's done. It flies. The holidays just cruise it through. So how do we send it off with a bang? Well, I never got to talk to you guys about this. Believe it or not, I started, because I missed the podcast so much, I started putting up videos on YouTube. No, I will not tell you the name. It's not Munch and Mingle. That's a hint. But I needed an outlet. So there's actually a video out there on YouTube. If you find it, please tell me. I just want to be like, who's going to find it? But it was basically me going over my goals for the year. I might still go back and just do like, here's what we accomplished, because those are so fun. But I'll just tell you now, when we do 2026, I'll make sure we do an episode for this because it was so awesome. It's been so great. I made myself 4 categories: financial health, emotional health, spiritual health, and physical mental health. And within those categories, we're talking like 5 goals, mini goals in each. I know I'm a little crazy. I just love goals, but it's awesome. Like, we've done really good. The financial health was the big one that I was like, oh my gosh, we need to work on it. And I'm looking over it now and I'm like, I'm pretty sure 4 out of the 5 we've already done. So that's great. Hoping we can get that last one. Emotion, and like I said, I'll probably go over these at the end of the year, but just those are the 4 categories. And it's been really, I think it's helped me a lot through this year to continue having a drive and a purpose. And it's made the year for sure go by fast, but just real more intention throughout it. So going into the end of Q3, definitely it is not too late. You can still end 2025 with a bang and not go into 2026 like, okay, I never accomplished any goals. If you were to like right now, stop and write out 3 goals for 4 that you complete in 4 months, that is an A+ in my book, because then you're going to leave on a high note going into the next year. It's all about momentum, as I've learned, especially in sports. Momentum changes everything. So let's build it. It's September, 2nd. You can start today and still end with a bang. Okay, P.S. Baker is currently at the dentist right now. And I left my phone in the car. Britton took him. And I feel like the worst mom. So real moment, real mom talk right now. We went to the dentist and Baker has 8 cavities. I'm the worst mom in the world. And I don't even give them sugar candy, y'all. Like, I think Baker came home with Starburst once from primary. I let him have one and I threw the rest away because I had terrible oral health growing up. And so I'm terrified of them having the same thing versus, Britton over here had great teeth, still has great teeth. So I was like, there's a chance, but I just can't be too sure. Now my kids have still had candy. Halloween comes around, they still have had candy. It's just, I don't promote it as much. Like, if we're going to have candy, chocolate, it's probably as bad as like the sugar coated Sour Patch watermelon, gummy worms, all that. But in my head, I just try. And we don't do it every day. But somehow he still got 8 cavities. I did find out from a dentist because I went and got a second opinion. I was so shocked. I was like, there's no way. Yep, it was. But this dentist did tell me Baker's mouth is smaller. And so instead of having gaps like in their teeth where they usually do when they're younger, his teeth were already like, I got to show you. They were touching. There was no gaps. And that's where all the cavities were happening. So he's like, food and stuff has been getting stuck back there, which I have not been the best at flossing. So makes sense. But so Britt's there right now and we've been emailing each other because I emailed him. I was like, I don't have my phone. I know you're going to see this. I just want to keep tabs, but it's so cute because he was like, why does it feel like I'm on my mission again? And we're emailing. Oh, isn't that cute? 6 years later, 3 kids in, we're doing great. But anyway, so I was just checking on that. He's good. He's back there right now. They have to put him out. They had to put him under because they're not going to do 8 crowns, thank heavens, but they're going to do like 3. And I was like, there's no way he's going to keep his mouth open, let alone I cannot have you traumatize him. So they had to put him under. Ugh. Ask me how we've been doing on flossing ever since that. Yeah, every day, y'all. Okay, sorry, that was so side tangent. But let's talk about social media fasts. Have I convinced you yet? Go look at every episode. I'm pretty sure it's every September I come out with this episode after my social media fast. How are you feeling honestly on social media right now? I'm not saying it's completely bad, but I'm not saying it's just the complete best thing ever either. In church, Yeah, 2 days ago. It was Fifth Sunday, and we had a psychologist professor from BYU come and talk to us. Man, he would be awesome to talk to because he like worked with the basketball team as well. But he just started off saying, the number one thing to make someone's mood completely change and like go into the negatives, how would you do that? The absolute worst, or I guess best way to do that is to put them in a room all by themselves and have them scroll on a phone. And I was like, oh boy. He didn't say because of social media, but to have them scroll. And we know that is a way to doom scroll. But I understand it's not just social media now. Like a lot of us aren't just on social media. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube. We're on Snapchat. I actually don't know if we're still on Snapchat. I really feel like I don't know if millennials do that anymore. Do we do that? I don't know. So I don't know if you can scroll on that, but I know you can scroll on YouTube. I know you can scroll on Pinterest. I know you can scroll through your emails for Pete's sake, but it's the one that we're scrolling and getting the endless content that is just like supersizing our brain, but not in the right way. And it's actually, I think it's exactly what he said. It's like exploding our emotions. It's exploding our brain in the sense of, hello, brain rot. So I'm telling you, it's time. It is time to stop this. We can't keep doing this. You could even start right now. I already told you could just sit down and write down some goals and finish out 2025 with a bang. But you could do this right now for the month of September alone. Start tonight, start tomorrow. Fine, I'll give you that. 29 days. Are there 31 days in September? Hold it. There's 30. 28 days without whatever it is that you scroll on. You know what it is. This summer, I got off social media, but I also decided I was not going to do emails on my phone and YouTube or Pinterest. I could still get on those things, but I'd have to get on them on my laptop. I went down the rabbit hole, which is a great rabbit hole actually to go down, of how our phone is, the apps on our phone are created to keep our eyes locked in and keep our attention locked in longer. Versus like if it's on a regular web browser, it's not curated in that type of way. And it's so true, y'all. I did not feel the need to scroll through my emails when I was looking at it on my laptop. It was not as easy. I mean, I saw, I think, a short. Yeah, I was on YouTube on my laptop, and a short, I saw someone put one up, and I looked at it. And I was like, it's not even like, it's in the, is it portrait? Yeah, portrait mode. So it's like smaller on the laptop screen. Obviously, it would be full screen on a phone screen, but it like doesn't even have the same pull. And I was like, wow. So even that, you could even do that, you guys. Okay, I'm going to get off everything on my phone. I'm not going to go through any of TikTok or whatnot on my apps, but I'll do it on the laptop. I even tell myself I can watch YouTube on my TV. That in and of itself, because you can't browse through it as easily as you could on a laptop or especially on your phone. But you still are feeling, it's like what we talked about earlier. Like with the drink, it's all full circle. You're replacing a bad habit with just another habit, hopefully better. Anyway, I just have really felt strongly that this is becoming a bigger issue than just, okay, yeah, it's like no big deal. I'm going to tell you about a dream. And y'all know I've talked about dreams on here. So please, yes, all the dream interpreters, send me your responses, your predictions. I am here for it because it really actually kind of disturbed me. But it's weird. I feel like I'm starting to see it kind of like happen in action. So my dream, I was in this building is how I could say it. And in this building, there were a lot of atriums. That's all I remember. Like, you know, the atriums where they have like, it's outdoors, but it's like in glass. So like you can see it from the inside what the outdoor looks like. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. But anyway, I've never been to this building. I don't know what this building is. I just remember it's like a random building with a lot of halls, other rooms, but we were like sticking to walking around these atriums. And in one of the atriums, all of a sudden one of the glass walls like opened, like you could walk out into it, this outdoor area. And I heard as I was coming up on an atrium, there was a lot of people, and they're like, he's here. He's right there. And I was like, who's here? And they were like, it's Jesus. And I was like, what? Y'all, this excited me the most. I was in my dream and I still was like, finally, yes, I'm having a dream about Jesus. I know. A lot of people like to dream about other things, but I always thought, how cool. Like, I've heard people talk about that. I'm like, that'd be so cool. Just to even feel like, even if it's your own interpretation, whatever. But I was like, yes, let's go. So I like run up and I see all these people crowd around and I see this man. He is like floating. And at first glance, I'm like, oh, this is him. This is Jesus. And I look closer, y'all. And as I'm looking closer, the first thing I notice, one, he's wearing a robe. But get this. It's blue. And you could look deep into that. What is that symbolism? I don't know. But that was like, I strongly remember thinking, why are you in blue? I've never heard like you being in blue. I always thought it was like, oh yeah, you might be in white, red. Those are the two I've always kind of associated you with. But blue, interesting. Okay, look beyond that. I start looking closer and I'm like, well, yeah, he's got the hair. But I look closer and you guys, it's like digitalized, if that makes sense. It was, I sit there, I'm like, why does he look digital? Where he does not look like a human, it's more like digitized. And it almost, not that it was glitching, but I almost felt like I would look at certain parts and be like, it looks like pixelated. And it was weird because I started watching all these people like, it's him. And they were like getting on their knees and bowing down. And I'm like looking around, I'm like, this isn't him. That's not him. And so I walked away. And all of a sudden, I'm walking through this building and it happens again. He pops up and all these people come running around. It's him. We've got to go see him. And I follow them and I go up to him again. He's in another like atrium thing. We go outside and we see him. And I'm like, again, it's not him. It's not him, you guys. But all of a sudden, the shame, the guilt fills in because I'm watching everyone else like bow down. And I'm like, maybe I've been like, oh, maybe this is him. Maybe I've been building it up in my head, but I thought there would be a feeling. I do believe this, that I know I will know. But just in this moment, I was like, that's not him. And I was starting to let the peer pressure actually like overtake me, that I was like, maybe I should still kneel down. Maybe I'm wrong. Thank the good Lord above, I woke up before I could even like bow down. But I remember that was one of the last thoughts, is I was feeling very pressured and like, maybe I was wrong, but I still had that feeling of like hesitation. And then I woke up. Disturbing a little. Yes. But that happened a couple months ago. And so when I bless Britton, he hears about all my dreams. I have crazy dreams, guys. Not all the time, but yeah, it's a thing. So I was telling Britt about it. And the more we talked about it, that's what kind of came up. I was like, it's so weird, like a digital Jesus. And I wonder if there is something like that we're bowing down to. What do you think? Because the more that I've done my social media fast, the more that we've talked about this with like family and friends, I'm like, whoa, this actually is like, this is happening in a way. So this is all to say, like, I want you to look at where you're spending your most time. I want you to go and do a time audit. In our last conference, or our last general conference in April, Elder Razban talked about doing a time audit. And he even said, oh gosh, now I'm going to butcher it. Something along the lines of, it's not that you need to be spending all of your time with Jesus. But are you spending like equal time with everything that you have to do in your life? But like, is there equal time with Jesus? I had a great study on that. Maybe that's what we'll talk about next time, because especially with conference coming up. But he talked about doing a time audit. And so I sat down and I was like, okay, what is a normal day to day like for me? And I was able to see like, okay, yeah. There are some things that I probably definitely don't need in my life. And there's some things that it's like, oh no, I could still do this, but look at all these gaps that I could fill in other things. And how many times are there things you can actually multitask with? I'm driving in the car. I could put on a quick, like general conference talk. I could put on some praise and worship music. That actually is my favorite. Shout out K-Love, radio station 107.5. Highly, highly recommend. If you're in Utah, that's the one for Utah. You need to have that on your preset. Anyway, so you can do that. But so look at where you're spending your most time. And then when you see, like, I want you to look at who or what are you following? And then go even deeper. Where is that taking you? This is the iconic 5-year plan, 10-year plan. If we are spending even 30 minutes to an hour a day doom scrolling, and I feel like that's being generous because we all know we can go way more than that. Start looking at your screen time, whatever, on your phone. If you were to continue that and it's just doom scrolling, what is that? What is that taking you? Is it actually producing results? That's what I just want to know. Because if it's actually like, hey, I'm actually learning about something, or I'm seeing I need to take this, I'm using it as a tool, that's a whole different conversation. Are you being fulfilled though? Are you feeling that fulfillment? Are you feeling like you have a purpose? Those are the deeper questions I want to ask around this. Taking a break from social media, TikTok, anything that keeps you looking at your phone, scrolling mindlessly, has your attention. And in essence, in all reality, it has you. Even if you don't think it matters, even if it's like, hey, it really isn't that much of a time waster, it's how I decompress. This is what I would ask you. If your phone was taken away today, you weren't going to have access to it for one day, only one day, 24 hours. What would that day look like? Would you find things that could preoccupy you? I think so. Well, what projects would you be able to get done? What books would you read? What food would you make? What show would you actually watch? Because that's a thing now. I've realized that people like put shows on, but they're still on their phones while the show's going on in the background. Interesting. I get it. I really love movies, so I love watching shows. What friends would you go and see? What errands would you go and complete? If you could honestly be like, I could put this phone in a drawer for 24 hours and be able to still go live a fulfilling, purposeful life, maybe you don't have a problem. And you're okay. But if I'm saying that and you're like, I don't know what I would do for 24 hours. I would be extremely bored. I would go through withdrawal symptoms, in essence. Maybe that is your answer, that the phone just might have you. The phone might be doing the exact thing that it is meant to do, which is to be your number one. And when you start viewing it that way, when you start viewing it as like you're following it rather than what we really and who we should be really following, it is a little bit of a wake-up call. And I'm saying this because this is what happened for me. That dream woke up a lot of me. I mean, I know I've been doing these social media fast, but I still realized there was so much that I was like, ooh, I'm still tied to things that take my attention away. And this isn't to make anyone feel bad or shamed, not at all. It's just, we have been entrapped with this phone. And I really do think this is the number one tool that is being used by the adversary to take us away, to have us follow instead of following the true light, following the Savior, following Heavenly Father. We know the phone can be used for good things, but it's too easy now for the adversary just to make us busy with other things. It's not even bad things, just busy with other things. I'm telling you, that time audit, it really changed my life. But I'm telling you, on the other side of it, it is wild to just see how matter-of-factly we are turning into the people in WALL-E. Another episode idea. How many times I know it's like a common thing, I think, that we go through, and I've dissected this, is that part in WALL-E where all the people, I haven't even watched it in so long, but I just remember this part. They're all in their red jumpsuits. They're on the chairs that are flying around. They're looking at screens. They're drinking something. I have so many thoughts, but like we're turning into that, where we are just so, what's the word? Like trapped. We are trapped in this prison. And it is taking away what our true purpose is here on earth. That is why I get so passionate about doing these breaks during the summer. But, you go take it to the Lord. Let him tell you where he feels like, hey, I miss you. I really want to spend time with you. Because that's what I'm starting to realize at the end of the day. It's not he's mad at you, or like you should be studying in the scripture 24/7 because otherwise you're bad. I've learned just this summer alone, I have been learning so much about not only the character of Christ, but like the character and demeanor of our loving Heavenly Father. And it's shocking to me that it's like been portrayed so much, even in my like cultural circle and bubbles out here in the state of Utah, that it's like, oh my gosh, he loves us and he wants to be with us. Like he just wants a relationship with us. And we are just, we're letting it go. It's one of the number one relationship we should be working on. And this is just a way I see to kind of help it. So, wow. Okay, well, I guess we got a little bit of like a little scripture study, McKenna, but I want to have them a little bit more structured. This was just like a kind of free for all. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that was a long episode. All of that to say, Munch and Mingle is back. I miss you. I've missed you. I'm so happy to be back. I'm so excited to hear from you. And yeah, I guess that's the best way to sign off. I will be talking to you so soon. Don't forget to email or text me in those little number or email in the description. Of course, rate and share the podcast, and we will talk to you next time. Bye.